Hey, happy Monday. Back to the work week, and this is a week that we won't be in court. We have some stuff starting up, later on in February, but it's not every week, so that's a good thing. I say that we're going to be in family court, and we're going to be in DUIs and all of that, but as far as general sessions court, we're not scheduled. That doesn't mean that the work stops. I spent most of the weekend at bond hearings. There's, from the time from arrest to trial, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the background and really doesn't get covered. Doesn't need to be covered. It's not particularly boring, but it's not the exciting stuff. It's all about discovery. One thing that will happen next week is, and I'll participate in, is another parole hearing. Now, if y'all have lived around here and they sort of show us who's watching the videos and for how long, not individual names, but age groups. So any of us that are in our 40s or 50s or 60s, you'll remember Johnny Kenneth Register, and that was the first DNA case for the entire state. It was the first big case here in Horry County in probably 30 years, since the 60s, that just caught everybody's imagination. It was on all of the television shows like Ricky Lake and Sally Jesse Raphael and all of those people that have come and gone. But it was a very, very serious case in which Ken Register was accused of sodomy, rape, murder of his longtime friend, Crystal Faye Todd. And Crystal Todd was a young girl. She was still in high school. She was at Conway High School. Kenneth Register had just graduated from Conway High School. On the night in question, he had gone to a go-kart race out between Aner and Conway and had been seen by multiple people there. And then as he was riding back through Conway, he ran into Crystal, which was an ex-girlfriend and a longtime friend. They got together in the truck. She parked her vehicle. Remember how people used to sort of ride around Aner and Conway and just keep meeting the same people? Well, she parked her vehicle, got in the vehicle with him, and then Crystal went missing. So South Carolina Law Enforcement Division came down, Horry County Police, Conway Police, everybody was involved. They found Crystal's body. At the time it was in a field right outside of Conway. Now that's sort of developed. But it had been mutilated. There was all kind of rumors and conspiracy theorists. Some hunters found her body Saturday morning, and it was ripped all apart. It was terrible. And obviously she had been killed. Police went down probably 50 different people. They were just at dead ends. They didn't know who had done this. So they started taking or asking for DNA, buccal swabs from all of the people that may have known Crystal. It was a wide net. It was shot in the dark. And they went up and asked Ken Register, who had been a pallbearer at her funeral, if he would give a buccal swab. And he said yes. I believe it was a buccal swab. It may have been blood. Either way, it was DNA. And Mr. Register, a teenager at the time, gave DNA, and that DNA came back as the DNA that was found on Crystal Faye Todd's body. So he was charged with the murder and rape of Crystal Todd. He gave a confession. In the confession, he says that they had had intercourse. At the end of the intercourse, she had said something that made him very angry, that, if you have made me pregnant, I'm going to say that you raped me. he wigged out and he stabbed her multiple times. There had to be more than 2 dozen stab and cut wounds on that body. I saw those pictures and all of the evidence many years ago. But I'm bringing all of that up because at the time in the early 90s, if you got life imprisonment, which Ken Register did, that meant that you served 30 years, and then after that you came up for parole every 2 years. Well, Ken Register, this will be his 3rd time coming up for parole, which means that he has been in prison about 36 years. Remember, that was in 1992. So the family, there's some cousins that's left. Crystal's mom, Bonnie Faye, has passed away. I knew Bonnie Faye well. She used to come by the office a good bit. A lot of Crystal's family, older family, has passed away. But she's still got a lot of cousins and a lot of people that will come in. A lot of the police officers that help with the case will come in. And now, even though we've got to do this every 2 years, the good news for the family is they don't have to go to the prison. I've had to go multiple times to Colombia to fight to keep somebody in prison, but now you can do it by Zoom. I guess that's one of the good things that did come from COVID. But the family will come into my office. We'll have a 2-way screen set up with the parole board. Register will either go in person or be zoomed in and say why he should get parole. We will oppose parole, and then the parole board will go around the room and vote on it. So the family, this is one thing that you can do as an audience. We're going to show you where you can go and sign a petition that the family has put out, and they will turn that petition in. Now, if you're going to participate, you'll have to do it this week. You'll have to do it probably today or tomorrow, because they need to be able to turn that in ahead of time to be able to be used for the hearing. So we'll link that so that you can review it and sign it if you want to. Be very much in prayers for the family. They still are going through a lot of emotions, and it's been 36 years ago. But it was a devastating case for our area. And if you haven't, if you don't know much about it, or if you're new to the community, it really is fascinating. That was the start of DNA here. It was a very brutal case, and it involved 2 former friends and a very young girl, the only child of Bonnie Faye. So look over that, go down and review all of the evidence, and just know that next week is the parole hearing. So if you decide that you want to play a part and help the family out, then go sign that petition for them. And we'll update you as to how that goes. That should be next, it's either Tuesday or Thursday, but that's the parole hearing. Nowadays, if you get life imprisonment, it means you die in prison. But remember, the law, as it would relate to Kenneth Register, would have been back in 1992. So it was a different set of laws. And that's why we go every 2 years for a parole hearing. Have a great week, and I'll check with you next Monday.